a beautiful fall day. Time to be planting some bulbs. Still a little bit early for daffodils and tulips because the soil wants to be a little bit cooler and it's in the 80s here today. But perfect timing for planting colchicums. Colchicums are these wonderful giant crocus-like flowers that bloom in the fall, but they're not crocuses at all. They're these incredible big monster bulbs. Ooh, and look at this baby. It's already rearing to go. And they are triggered by cooler temperatures, and now's the time to stick them in the ground. Colchicum is a large corm, kind of like a crocus, but completely different plant family. Absolutely critter-proof. Now I'm going to stick these colchicums in because these are lovely pink flowers, and I'm going to stick them in right between this plectranthus here and this lovely oxalis triangularis, as I think the pink flowers will be pretty against the gray foliage and also against the dark purple. So again, I'm going to treat my trusty dagger-like tool like a dagger. I'm going to stab in and dig myself a nice hole in this wonderful compost soil, 3 times the height of the bulb deep, and stick him on in there. So he's going to come up and have that gray in the backdrop. And another one right back here behind, kind of even under a little bit. And wow, it's okay, even though these are in bloom now, they'll just keep right on coming. The foliage will come in the spring, and it'll be here when the daffodils and tulips are here. And right with this oxalis, I think that'll be fun together. Oh boy, my compost is really good stuff. Lots of organic matter. That's what makes a big difference in gardening. Your garden will be ever so much better for that investment in compost. Organic matter, decomposed, that really helps plants to grow well. Let's see, got one more here. Stick him in right, oh, it'll be nice. The pink flowers with this purple gallery dahlia. And stick them right down in here. Nice deep hole. Stick him in and away he'll go. And we ought to see him come up and bloom in just probably the next rainfall we get. Now while we're at it, important to water when you're planting your bulbs. So right after you water, give them a good soaking drip irrigation, or soak the ground really well so they'll make good roots right away. And while I'm here, let's do a little garden maintenance too. I noticed that these dahlias, some are still in pretty bloom, but some have gone over. And these dead flowers, it's important if you want your dahlias to bloom some more, is to deadhead or pick off these old flower heads. That'll fool the plants into thinking that they have already done their, or they haven't yet done their job of making seeds for new ones. So they'll keep on producing more flowers. So deadhead my dahlias. Try to do it on a fairly constant basis, but I've been away for a few days, so gotten a little bit behind, but I'll catch up now. And these dahlias will bloom now right up until frost if I keep deadheading them, taking off their poor old spent flowers. Not only does it look better, but you'll get a lot more flowers coming from them. Beautiful day down here on the Chesapeake Bay, on Back Creek off the North River, off the Mobjack Bay, just between the York and the Rappahannock Rivers. What God's country they call it. And here in my own garden, I like ivy, English ivy. It makes a nice ground cover kind of plant, and I have several types mixed here with some hypericum. So this is a ground cover bed into which I stick a lot of little bulbs. And in this case, I'm going to plant some saffron crocus, Crocus sativus, native to Turkey, but grown quite a lot in Spain, where they harvest the pistils of this flower, and that's the saffron that you get as an expensive spice. But wonderful little bulb. I'm going to plant these 3 times the height of the bulb deep, so 1, 2, 3, so just not very deep. These are pretty easy to plant, and I treat my trowel like a dagger again. I'm going to stab into this ground cover, just about that depth, right? And pull it to me and create a nice little hole. Push that baby in, go 3 times the width of the bulb apart, And stab, pull, drop, stab, pull, drop. Yep, gotta get a bulb to drop. There we go. Stab, pull, drop, stab, pull, drop. Wow, this goes pretty quickly. I'm gonna have a nice whole nice cluster. I like to plant these in nice groups, probably 10 or 15 in a group. And then they make the little bulbs, but they make a nice focal impact. Now these bulbs are going to come up and they're going to bloom nicely in this ivy. Now ivy has several features and values. The nice green foliage is a good backdrop for the crocus flowers. The ivy will kind of protect the crocus foliage, which will be up all winter. And then it's going to help keep these crocuses relatively dry in their summer dormancy. This little crocus in particular it likes a hot summer baking, so not at all bad to even plant it by a rock wall or near a rock that's going to heat up the soil around them. But this little one's going to bloom now, probably in the next month or so. We typically have them towards the end of September and October. And remember, you go out and you pull off those red pistils and you dry them. They're worth more than their weight in gold.